I'd like to welcome everybody to the second annual Autism Awareness Walkathon. So I think we can give ourselves a round of applause for showing up today. Thank you very much. A couple people to acknowledge. We have MLA Big Hoot Ja from Radisson, who is here to read the official proclamation on behalf of Premier Gary Dewar. So he'll be doing that in a couple moments. And I'd like to acknowledge Jonathan Howard and Terry Robinson and team from Run the Dream. Jonathan is running across Canada in support of autism awareness, and it just happened that he's in Manitoba right at the beginning of our autism awareness. So they're going to be here to introduce Mr. Ja to you, and he will be reading the proclamation, and when that's done, we'll start our walk. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good day. It's a beautiful morning, and I'm really very delighted to be here on behalf of Premier Dewar and people of Manitoba. And I was greeted by these two wonderful gentlemen, whom I feel very honored that I was greeted by them. And I welcome you, Jonathan, to Winnipeg, to Manitoba. And Terry, both of you have demonstrated something that I really personally, as a grandfather of 5 grandchildren, I feel very touched by your sacrifice and your values that you are giving to Canada from coast to coast. Jonathan started his march in March from Newfoundland, and he will be ending hopefully by end of December in Victoria, BC, coast to coast in this beautiful country called Canada, where we all work together to make disabilities not really make you any inferior or any less than people who have all the capacities to do things. And that is the attitude that I really appreciate, and I congratulate the Autism Society of Manitoba that you have brought this awareness to say that we are all equal and we can have dreams, and we can achieve those dreams by working together and remove the myth that autism is something that can make you absolutely inferior. So that's a very great message, and I, on behalf of Premier, would like to read the proclamation which he had personally asked me to do green, and I would just read that. Province of Manitoba Proclamation, Autism Awareness Day and Month. Whereas Autism Spectrum Disorder, ASD, also referred as autism, are complex, lifelong developmental disabilities that may impact on an individual's language, cognitive and social skills. And whereas there are approximately 200,000 Canadians living with ASD, and it is estimated that 1 in 165 Canadian children born today has ASD, and whereas with early intervention, therapy, training and support throughout the lifespan, children and adults with ASD can enjoy a good quality of life. And whereas through public awareness, education and acceptance, individuals with an ASD can reach their full potential in society. And whereas the government of Manitoba wishes to recognize the dedication of parents, volunteers and professionals as their many contributions on behalf of children and adults with an ASD. Now therefore let it be known that I, Gary Dewar, Premier of Manitoba, do hereby proclaim that the month of October 2008 be designated as Autism Awareness Month, and that October 4th, 2008 be designated as Autism Awareness Day in Manitoba, and do commend its thoughtful observance to all citizens of our province in support of initiatives to foster greater understanding and improve the quality of life for children, and its work with autism spectrum disorders and their families in Manitoba. Premier of Manitoba, signed, Gary Dewar. Thank you.
Oh, I guess I get left in the desk.
Ellie, slow down.
Or more, you know. So Terry, here we are in Winnipeg, October the 4th. Autism Awareness Month in Manitoba. Autism Society Manitoba's annual Autism Walkathon. And 67 days after you left Ottawa. What are your thoughts?
It's an amazing feeling. It's somewhat of a mixed emotions. Obviously, you know, it has to come to an end, but most of all, it's a great feeling being able to complete that 2,700 kilometers and going from Ottawa to Winnipeg with Jonathan and help him complete 1/3 of his journey.
And since July the 7th, almost 3 months, 67 running days, what have you learned along the way?
I've learned quite a meeting amazing people, dealing with families with autism and the children. We live in such a great country, and that there's amazing people everywhere you go, and there's challenges everywhere, but you just overcome them and barriers. But people are pretty much open to trying to overcome those challenges.
Are autism services consistent across Ontario and Manitoba from what you've seen?
Most definitely not. They're, the services from province to province are definitely different. Manitoba is much more much more uniform. They have the services and the supports built in. The government is supporting them, whereas in Ontario, there doesn't seem to be as much. There isn't as much support and services available to the families that live in Ontario.
What do you think should be happening?
I truly believe that there should be a national strategy for autism, so that it can be. Obviously, it can also be probably provincially funded, but has to be a national strategy so that they have one voice and they have the same services available from one province.
And what's next for Terry Robinson?
Look for new challenges and new ways, and I believe I'll stay involved in trying to ensure that autism is still obtains the awareness and the supports that those families and children need, because I really think it's a disability that needs still a whole lot more attention brought to it.
There's one message you'd leave people with. What is it?
I believe the one message I would leave with everyone is that life is full of obstacles or challenges or whatever the word you want to use, but we're only here for a very short time, and you have to make the most of it. And at the same time, I think we're here to make a difference for others. And so, in whatever way, capacity that someone wants to, I think you need to live your life to the fullest and be there to help others and hit whatever challenge or obstacle that's in your way head on, and don't let it deter you from your dreams. If you want to do something, you always find a way to overcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.